Hey there, Boots Owen here, driving the car, as you might have guessed from the steering wheel and whatnot. I'm on my way to pick up another gas tumble dryer. This will be gas tumble dryer number 2. It's an ancient, what looks to be very old white knight tumble dryer, and it's up in Leeds, so I've got a journey to make to get that. Last week I was on my travels with Andy Lee, and we went to visit a guy called Ian Matthews up in the northwest of the country, northwest of England that is. Ian showed us around his shed and gave me some inspiration. He also sold me a few solar inverters, so there'll be some videos coming up on that. Here's a little bit of footage I made from Ian's shed. Have a look at this and see what you think. We're on location in northwest England. Come to visit Ian Matthews in his shed, and I have to take a step back to try and get some sense of the scale of things. There's Henry, and inside is Andy Lee from Andy Lee's channel on YouTube, and Ian Matthews.
Well, like I say, welcome to my shed.
Welcome to the shed. Half the shed. I just thought,
excuse me, that's a green screen.
That's a green there. This is the shed is actually completely empty, and there's just 2 naked men wearing green screen suits as well.
That's a green screen.
The green gimp suit, yeah.
And that's so nobody can burgle me.
Do you want to tell us about it, Ian? It looks amazing.
If somebody pulls that, there'll be a scrap alarm. I don't have to worry about people nicking things.
He knows where everything is. You could lay a hand on a single screw, could you?
I certainly could.
It's the same as my place. I'm not quite as full as this. I can run a table saw out of my one, but there you go.
There behind you. Folded up.
Folded up table saw. Your eyes are keener than mine, I'd say. Oh yes, is that it on a trolley there?
There's the handle.
Yeah, I see it. What do you do, Ian? What's on your channel?
I make, I mend, I break and I scrap.
And you give us a bit of life as well, yeah?
Yeah, life's a joke, isn't it? So, don't be too serious.
And this is where you buy all your stuff on eBay, is it?
Buy? I don't buy anything. I'm a tight Lancashire lad.
Very good.
Right, come on, you up.
He's doing all right. He's got a wood burner here, surrounded in metal. There's a chimney going up there. It's excellent in here. I haven't even been in here yet. He's got more welders than a man could see. We've come in here looking for equipment, solar panel equipment.
These are the things I get. You're interested in, aren't you?
These are solar plugs, are they?
Yeah. Well,
hopefully.
I get these bags.
Oh yeah, bags of bits.
Yeah. Have all the bits in.
Oh, this is the scrapping bench, is it?
It is.
I've seen this on the telly.
Wow.
I've seen this. This is.
No room for.
It's like going to visit California to see Baywatch or something like that, isn't it?
Alternative hand dryers.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
I've just been given it all work. Do you want one for your shed?
Wash my hands in this shed. Do it when I come in.
Yes, this is where it all happens, I'm afraid.
See, that's neat, having all your discs on the wall like that. I like that.
It is, but it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, you only ever use one or 2 times. I'll be better off. I'm considering taking them away and putting tools up there, which I use more often.
Yeah. That's what you want, but it's tricky because then where do you put them? And what I found is I've got about 3 or 4 grinders on the go with the blades that I use, and the other blades just sit in a box.
That's something I'm going to do. Yes.
Yeah, but they all, you know.
Jesus, he's got more grinders than you over here.
Oh,
have you seen this?
You do. You have a couple of grinders there. A couple. You can't throw them out though. They all work. This is Andy Randalls has gave me one last week. Andy does it down in Lincolnshire. Similar, maybe different but similar. We're all into the same thing. He likes solar panels and that, and solar power. It's hard to know, isn't it? What you keep and what you don't. It's very hard to throw away something that works.
I work in an industry that I have some contacts.
Yeah.
With fabrication companies, and I repair them for them.
Yeah.
And ones that I don't repair, I get to keep.
Yeah. And so, 2 might make one
strange
eventually.
Because that's like an incentive not to do your job.
It is, but it's.
Nah, they trust you.
You've got to be honest. You've got to be an honest scrapper.
Indeed.
Yeah. You only do people once.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's got to be.
You know.
Yeah.
And
it takes a lot of people to do that too.
And you've got to think about it long term. You're going to think, yeah, you know, I'll mend all your grinders for free. You know, I don't charge.
Yeah.
So they'll save up 20 odd grinders. I'll
Yeah.
pick them up. I may repair 14 of them.
Yeah.
I've even buy the brushes myself, you know.
Yeah.
Because they're peanuts.
They are, yeah, a couple of quid.
You know, so, but then you end up with half a dozen grinders.
Yeah.
Maybe make one for myself.
Yeah.
But it leads on to other things. It's, oh, we've got all that scrap to get rid of. Oh, see you, and I'll take it.
And that's what you want, yeah.
That's what I want.
That's what you want. You want something
They're
interesting.
a loss leader.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Supermarkets don't even do that these days. Beans cost more than beans used to cost.
You want a nice set of bronze gear wheels or whatever they are up on the wall there. They're pretty good, aren't they?
I'm a metal artist.
Right, we'll wrap this up anyways, I'd say, and I'll turn off this thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, if I'd known he was coming, I'd have tidied the place up.
I think from what I saw in the last video I watched, you have tidied the place up because we're walking down to the end of the shed.
I have. I couldn't even get in last night. I gave up. I opened the door and went, I'll do a different video. How I nearly lost my channel being scammed.
Oh dear. Right, okay.
So,
One for another. Thanks very much, Ian, for showing us around.
well, that's what it is. Well,
What's that? These are the
these are, yeah.
pylon set ones. That's for your power wall. That's what they're for.
Alright, thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
So that was Ian. He seemed like a real top bloke, really generous with his time, and like I say, I learned a little thing or two while we were joking around in the shed. There was a bit more going on before and after that, you know, so hopefully I'll see him again someday. Check out his channel. I'll put a link probably somewhere here or here, and I'll put a link below perhaps as well. So that was Ian and Andy, and messing around in the shed with them. I got some solar inverters off Ian, and happy days. He gave me some stickers. Ian Matthews, there's his logo. Let's do the honors here if we can. Put that on there. Take this one. Should really get some stickers made up, but it's not something I'm in any rush about. So, over there, let's put them up at the top. Couple of stickers to start it off. Maybe I'll finish that someday, get some more stickers on it, put my own stickers on things as well. Right, Ian Matthews, check out his channel. He's a nice guy. I thought so. White Knight. BG437. No, 80, what's the one I have? Eco 43A, I think, and Eco 86A are the two most recent ones. This is a lot older. It has a different thing. This one clicks manually. The one that I have kind of slides. It doesn't click and you can turn it both ways. It either has low or high. Very much so. And it seems to have the same filter. Model BG437. There's a serial number there as well. I think it's very similar. I think it has a different fascia and a different top, although I don't know, I can't remember what the top on my one is. Same lower fascia, same filter, I think. What does it look like in there? Not too bad. I think this is quite an old machine. The receipt came with it, actually. I'll look at that when I make a video of this separately. It was something like 220 quid in 2006 or something like that. I'm going to struggle to connect it, I think, because this one has a micro point and I have a different type of gas connector. So I'm going to have to get that sorted out somehow. Here's some more numbers on the back of it. White Knight BG437. Gas type natural gas. 3 kilowatts. Injector size. 1 amp current max, which is very little electricity. Yeah, 200 watts, but of course it burns the gas to make the heat rather than electric. Over here is the Beko WMB 61431W. I did a 90-degree wash on that yesterday, dried all of my horrible workshop. I'd washed all of my horrible workshop rags, no bother. It's kind of in the way of the sink and all, if you can see things in here. The garage has been like generally tidied out. I'm buttoned back to 2 appliances again. It's this endless cycle of filling it up with stuff. That one works quite well, there's nothing more to say. Let's go into the kitchen and look at this heat pump thing. The other thing that's been going on is the Samsung heat pump tumble dryer. I've done a few loads in it now and I'm quite happy with it, but I think, well, I know that first condenser coil, or it's a radiator, a condenser, or refrigeration coil, whatever you want to call it, an evaporator. I don't think it's the evaporator actually, I think it's the condenser before the evaporator, I don't know. I'll have to take it apart, I think, and clean it out properly. Some people were saying just bung a power hose on it, other people were saying do not put a power hose on it because a power hose will just wash it out and bend all the fins. Well, I don't know, I'll have a look at it when I take it completely apart. I'm expecting it's going to take a lot of time to do that, so there you go. What else is going on? I'm still working, tinkering with the universal power supply inverters, but I haven't really done very much with that the last couple of weeks. The issue is that because the sun's gone, there isn't any incentive to save any sun, because during the day I don't think I'm actually making that much electricity it's worth saving. So that might be a project that the batteries go on kind of a cold storage or warm storage until the end of winter and then come back on next year. Maybe that's the thing to do. Not sure. We'll figure that out when the time comes. As it stands in the shed, there's a Beko being used as my garage washing machine at the moment, and it's working pretty well. I did a 90 wash on it yesterday and it just works fine. That was a found machine with effectively nothing wrong with it apart from a blocked lint filter, I think. Then in the cellar there's the Samsung, I don't know, 9 kilo machine, which I really like. The issue I have with that is it's a cold water only fill, not so hot on that. Andy Reynolds WFP 3300 is my daily machine along with the Samsung, and then for nappies I've got the WFF 1800, which I've had for nearly 10 years now, and it's been running all the time for 10 years. So that's the story at the moment. There's lots of videos in the playlists as usual, and I need to remind myself to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I was looking at the stats there again, and 95% of the views come in from people who aren't subscribed, and I understand if you don't want to subscribe, that's up to you, but if you just haven't subscribed, maybe press the button. I think it does help the channel somehow in a way that I don't quite understand with YouTube. So there you go. Any questions or comments or information, leave them below. So over here is the Samsung. This is in the kitchen now. Optimal Dry 8 kg, and I really appreciated all the comments that came through over the last few days about this machine. I think it works just fine. I think it took a long time to heat up. I think it took even longer because I had the top off. I think it really only started to heat up once I put the top back on. And then it was confused by that, I suspect. It started to dry, and then I kept opening the door, which lets the heat out of it. And I opened the cover down there as well. Lets all the heat out, and that's a disaster for this thing. It runs on a very fine margin, and it seems to do it quite well. I did a load in it today. It started about 2 hours 45 minutes, and then after a while it decides, no, I'm down to 1 hour 45, and then it cracks on and it dries. I think I've probably got 6 kilos of laundry quite quickly, you know, relatively speaking. Not as fast as gas, but for less than a third of the kilowatts of energy. Now I need to do some sums on that and figure out if that's better in terms of money, because gas is quite cheap compared to electric. They're all very expensive at the moment, and I know that, but anyways, it's environment stuff too. So if I've got the solar panels on, then this would be better, and this would be powered by my solar panels. So this is a good thing. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm going to finish up this video by going down to the cellar and having a look at just the washing machines that are on the go at the moment, because people are sometimes interested in that. So down in one cellar, I've got this thing, an Electrolux integrated machine, and as far as I know, it just works. Selection of Henrys. That's a WFF1401 that's going to the scrapyard because it's pretty much gutted. I've used the parts on other projects. FF2000, WFF2000, it just works and it's here for spares. WFK2801 is over there. It's moved out since Andy's one moved in, and well, it's just waiting for a bit of life. Oh, there's a bit of mold in the door. Look at that, that's a bit grim. Better open that up. That is a bit grim. Never seen that before. I wonder what that's from. Yuck, that's grim. I better put that on to clean it out. Yikes. Yuck. I've never thought of that before. In my own cellar of all places. This one instead has bird poo on it, the old Indesit Moon. It was grim before. It's pretty grim now. Yeah, it was grim before. Because of these, you have to kind of keep the door closed and stuff. Better leave it open. Better open the door on this one while I'm here. Just, you see, that one's clean. This is bizarre. Okay, so I've only ever, I did some playing with this one before, but I got both a silver and a white door for it. So there's videos to come, and I think Winter will take care of them. That machine, I've never done anything with it other than the videos you've seen. And here, there's solar inverter number 1. That's the one that I fixed before with Andy Reynolds, and then Andy Lee tried it and killed it somehow, and I haven't tested it yet. Over here in this chaos, there's a Sunny Boy under there, SMA Sunny Boy. Here's a Sage solar inverter. I think it's a Sun Uno. And there's another one knocking around. Oh, there it is, a Master Volt, big Master Volt. So let's see what's over here then in terms of washing machines, because that's why we're here. In use, WFF 1800. I've had that for nearly 10 years now and used it quite a lot, and it's still going. It was on this morning. The Bosch Hydro Sensor WFP 3300, Andy Reynolds' machine that we refurbished in a series of videos, and it's just wonderful. Great machine. Spins super fast at 1600, the fastest spin I've got, I think. And then over here is Samsung Eco Bubble. 9 kilo, the one that I found on the street and had to glue the door back together with snots, and ultimately I made a mess of that, but it still has never leaked and works a treat and seems to sense what's going on and varies the time accordingly. In tumble dryer land, that's the only one I have and use, the Eco 43A over there, and it just works, and it's worked for a long time, but I might switch that out for the other one and see what I make of it. This one, over time, the door plastic has become brittle and gotten damaged, and you can see it's a bit more damaged there, and then I've kind of filed it into curves so that it doesn't catch the laundry, but that's not great there. What are you going to do? You know, it's an obsolete machine with obsolete parts availability. You just can't get them. I've done quite a few loads in that though, so I think I spent 20 or 40 quid on it. It certainly paid for itself. And then over here is the 1012 spinner, which you can't even see, and then under here is the Hot Point Empress. Probably see a bit of that in the front there. Hot Point Empress, and I've yet to make a series of videos on that. As far as I know, it just works, and it's a big tank of a thing, and it's got a big huge boiler, 3 kilowatt boiler, and a motor and a load of gearboxes and things like that, and a mangle, and oh golly, we'll figure that out another day. So from Samsung and from Bosch and from Ian Matthews, Andy Lee, and everyone else, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, and thanks for watching. See you later.
Thanks for watching. See you later.